Week one of the 2024 NFL regular season is in the books. It's Tuesday, September 10th. We have got power rankings for the NFL heading into week two. Going to go through all 32 teams right here, right now. Really appreciate you being here. So, Carolina Panthers at 32, abysmal week one performance. Derek Brown looks like he's out for the season, so not looking good in Carolina. At 31, Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels has an encouraging start. Defense looks putrid. They've got a long way to go. At 30, the New York Giants, a terrible performance against a Sam Darnold led Vikings offense. Not looking good in New York there. You've got the Giants and the Commanders both in the NFC East looking like some bottom dwellers. The Las Vegas Raiders, they go out and they get beat up by a Los Angeles Chargers team that has new coach, a lot of new players. I think the Chargers are headed in the right direction. I think the Raiders, without a franchise quarterback to build around, probably heading in the wrong direction. Tennessee Titans come in at number 28. The defense took advantage of Caleb Williams in his first start, no doubt about it, but the offense was abysmal. It was ugly, ugly, ugly for the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis not looking like the answer right now. 27, the Denver Broncos. I think that they've got some pieces in place to be competitive. Obviously, they weren't able to get that week one win, but Bo Nix was accurate short, made some plays. I think that Sean Payton's got them moving in the right direction. I don't know what their ceiling can be, but right now they're still sitting here at 27. At 26, New England Patriots, they get a big week one win against the Bengals. The Bengals, though, were not the Bengals at full strength, right? So I think that the Patriots, it was really impressive. I like what they've got going on defensively. Gerard Mayo has obviously still got that defense humming, but I want to see them prove it against a little bit more of an impressive team moving forward if I'm going to move them up in the rankings here, because again, the Bengals typically start slow, and they should be starting slow with what's been going on with their wide receiver core. 25, I have the Cleveland Browns. Moved them down a lot. They might continue to move down depending on what happens in week two. But Deshaun Watson, the drama continues. A degenerate off the field, a bad quarterback on the field. It's not looking good in Cleveland, even though they still have one of the best defenses in the league and good overall talent outside of the quarterback position. At 24, the New Orleans Saints, they put the smackdown on their division rivals, the Carolina Panthers, but I want to see them do it against a little bit better competition before we start really talking about the Saints. At 23, the Falcons, they lose to the Steelers. The Steelers are a team that's going to probably finish 9-8. That's how it goes with the Pittsburgh Steelers about every single year as of late. Until the Steelers get a quarterback, a true franchise quarterback, I don't see the Steelers being much better than that, but I still don't see them being much worse than that. I think the Falcons will kind of grow throughout this season. Hopefully they're able to figure some things out. Kirk Cousins wasn't doing any drop back under center play action, so hopefully they start getting that going a little bit. And I think that they can kind of feel their way back up into the teens here, but right now I have them at 23. At 22, the Minnesota Vikings. Again, Sam Darnold looked almost perfect against the New York Giants. What an incredible debut for him in the Kevin O'Connell offense. This is a team that just has, as I've talked about, they have a lot of great pieces. They have great coaching, in my opinion. If Sam Darnold can play good football, they could be moving up here, certainly. 21, the Los Angeles Chargers. As excited as I am about that start, it was against a team that does not have a very good quarterback, a team that I don't have a lot of faith in, despite there being some talent on the lines of scrimmage, Devontae Adams, etc. But the Chargers continue to show me. At 20, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, again, they were a team that was able to beat down on one of the bottom dwellers in the NFL this year. I like the Bucs. I think that right now they're the top team in their division, right? That's where I've got them at. They won their division last year, made the playoffs. They were competitive in the playoffs, but I still have some question marks overall about the completeness of this football team. We're going to see what they can do against some stiffer competition. Just talked about the Steelers at number 19. They're a team that is probably going to finish right around 500, if not above it. Defense, absolutely incredible. TJ Watt, a menace, but you need to see a little bit more from them offensively. You did like some of the concepts, but weren't able to punch it into the end zone there. 18, Arizona Cardinals, they're going to be super feisty. They gave the Bills a little bit of a scare early on. It started falling apart. The defense has a lot of question marks still, but Kyler Murray, this run game, I'm excited to continue to watch them play. At 17, I have the Indianapolis Colts, who fell to the Texans in week one. Anthony Richardson, it was a roller coaster. You had one of the greatest throws you're ever going to see in an NFL game, bottom line. You also had some misses, right? The Colts, I thought their defensive line didn't do a very good job, which their defensive line was supposed to be the strength of their team. I just need to see a little bit more consistency from them to kind of move them up in the rankings. At 16, I have the Seahawks, who were able to beat the Denver Broncos. I like a lot of their pieces. I like them going and getting Mike McDonald as head coach. They're 1-0 to start this season. At 15, I have the Green Bay Packers. And look, if Jordan Love was still healthy, they would not be moving down the list. But Jordan Love's going to miss about a month. So right now, the way the Packers, and it says 3 to 6 weeks, so we'll see how it plays out for Jordan Love. But right now, with no Jordan Love, the Packers do not have a great answer at quarterback, in my opinion. I think it's going to be tough for them to win some of these football games. At 14, I have the Bears, who, again, would not be in front of the Packers but for this quarterback situation with Green Bay. The Bears' defense, incredible. The offense, I think, will come along. I still have full faith in Caleb Williams in this receiving core. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get it going. And I think the Tennessee Titans, they have a talented, well-coached defense. They do. So the Bears, they're able to get that W, but the offense has a ways to go. At number 13, I have the Cincinnati Bengals, another team that you expect them to kind of grow throughout the year, but losing to the Patriots in week 1 is a bad look. No doubt about it. At 12, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They took the Dolphins to the brink, but for some questionable at best coaching decisions in the fourth quarter, I think the Jaguars easily win that football game, even with the Travis Etienne fumble late in the third quarter that would have, 14-point swing there. Jaguars were about to go up 24-7. Instead, it's a 17-14 ball game after 80-yard Tyreek Hill bomb of a touchdown. So I still think the Jaguars, ultra competitive football team, defense did a great job limiting the Dolphins' 43% success rate, on offense. And I like the quarterback situation. I like the defense, like a lot of the receiving pieces, but they've got to do a better job getting that thing coached up in the fourth quarter in terms of not going into a shell offensively and obviously going for it at your own 32 against the Miami Dolphins in a close ball game. Questionable decision making. At number 11, I have the Los Angeles Rams. Despite having bevy of injuries on both sides of the football, the Rams were able to keep it competitive, take the Lions to overtime. You've got the Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp connection once again looking really strong. I'm excited for it. At 10, Dallas Cowboys move up quite a bit for me. They were able to really put it on the Cleveland Browns. Their offense looked pretty strong. The defense with Mike Zimmer leading things looked pretty good as well. So the Cowboys, I think that they're squarely going to be in that playoff picture in the NFC. At number 9, I have the Buffalo Bills. A little bit of a scare early on, but with Josh Allen, with so much of the talent that they have, I still think they're going to be one of the better teams in football. At 8, I have the Jets. And I think the Jets didn't have a perfect first outing, but it was against one of the best football teams that we have seen in a while, a team that is up there at the top of the rankings here. So I think the Jets are going to continue to play strong football, even though it wasn't perfect against the San Francisco 49ers last night. At 7, I have the Miami Dolphins. Offense is explosive as all get out, well coached. I think the defense was really well coached. You're kind of wondering what you're going to see from an Anthony Weaver coach defense. It was great. It was really good in terms of just schematically what they were doing, play in and play out. They switched it up. They had tendency breaking plays on big money downs, ran cover 2 man on the last play of the game for the Jaguars offense. And obviously that was a play they didn't run, a coverage they didn't run all game. Did it on the last play, confused the heck out of the Jaguars. They did a good job. Jalen Phillips looked incredible. Wow. After coming off that Achilles. At 6, I have the Lions. Still think they're going to be, in the picture there at the end of the season, but I do have some questions overall about their ability to hang in there with the very best teams at the top of this list. But Jamison Williams emerging as a true explosive wide receiver that they can maybe rely on, him outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think the Lions are going to be there. I think the Texans are incredibly well balanced. I have them at number 5. I thought they played a good game overall. I think that CJ Stroud continues to show why he's one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. Joe Mixon had a big-time game for them. I think the Texans are going to be offensive line, defensive front. I just think they're going to be tough to deal with. At 4, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, You saw the professional coaching on both sides of the ball against the Green Bay Packers in what was a weird game in Brazil, players slipping all over the place, right? But I think there's just so much talent in the lines of scrimmage, skill position players. The secondary is extremely talented now. Quinion Mitchell had a great debut, in my opinion. Wasn't perfect, but it was very good. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is back. Reed Blankenship. I just think, and Zach Bond, how about his play at linebacker for them? So I think that they've got enough pieces to be one of the final teams in 2024 in the playoffs there. Baltimore Ravens, they played their butts off. They took the Chiefs to the brink there at the end. It was a close football game. You do worry about their interior offensive line a little bit, some of the question marks with them, but I thought that Zach Orr did a good job overall, except not being able to kind of switch it up and get a different matchup when you had those ISO looks with Rashee Rice on a linebacker. You got to figure that out a little bit. But overall, I thought the Ravens did a good job. And 1 and 2, Chiefs and 49ers, they both played really well first weeks. The Chiefs were able to dial things up for Xavier Worthy, which was great to see. Not surprising, but still great to see nonetheless. I think that the 49ers, Brock Purdy playing at a high level, they had a great game without Christian McCaffrey. So I think that this is a team that continues to show why they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL, season in and season out. So that's going to do it for these power rankings. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all have a good one.